What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. We have a new DLC in the Execution Force, and thanks to the lovely folks over at Frontier, I was able to get some early hands-on to be able to show you this video a day before the launch of the DLC. Thank you to Frontier. With the update, we're going to be getting the Execution Force Assassins. This is going to give you the Vindicare, Eversaw, the Calexus, and the Calidus. They are super cool additional units that we can use alongside the Duty Eternal update. There's going to be a lot of reasons to do a full playthrough from the beginning with all of these additional units. Alongside the DLC, there is a free update as well, which is going to give you some new things such as a Plague Surgeon, a Nurgling Swarm, and the Beast of Nurgle that you're going to have to go up against, some new Warp Surge events, war gear, and then some stability changes to the game. If you want to check out the DLC, it is $12.99 or $14.99 in dollars, and that is on Steam and the Epic Games Store. But let's talk about how you can get your hands on the Execution Force and some of the new missions and talk about this DLC because, it is a good one. First of all, let's talk about how you get your hands on the first initial mission to start the DLC. If you are doing a brand new campaign starting from the beginning, this will pop up 15 days after you complete your first research. So you've probably done about 3 or 4 missions at this point, and you will get a pop-up in game that you'll be able to pick one of the assassins to be able to then go into a mission. It will then pop up in the barracks right at the bottom. They'll have their own equipment, and there'll also be an overview of how you can look at the character, and then they'll come to your ship, and then you'll be able to use them in missions. Now, what I will say is don't take 4 of these assassins on one mission. They are supposed to supplement your Grey Knights. They are not there to just do the missions for you. So don't go in expecting them to tank everything because they don't have any extra armor. They do, however, don't work with willpower. They have cooldowns on stuff, so they have turns when they can use their abilities again. So it is a little bit different there, but don't go in thinking these guys are going to absolutely alter your playthrough. If you are already in the middle of a campaign and you activate this DLC, you will be able to get this assassin event 15 days from whatever point you are at to be able to go in and play the DLC. After you've completed the mission, you will be able to do more missions and have them take part in more campaign stuff. You will obviously have to manage them as part of your ship, so make sure that you are doing that. Now, I got access to 2 different saves, one that is like a mid-type game, and another one that is way later on, which is more endgame, to show off how all of the different assassins work at the different levels. Because when they start off, they have their base skills, and they can go all the way up to rank 9. In this mission that I did, it is the first new mission that we're going to be getting, which is the Tentaris Hive missions. The way that this works is you go into the mission, and there is seeds around the map that you need to go and destroy and then take out the main hive in the middle. Periodically throughout those turns, your classes are going to get plagued, so you need to make sure you spread out your assassins and also your Grey Knights so they don't all keep continually getting hit with plague debuffs. Maybe only one of them will, so it means that you are able to survive a little bit more. It is important to do these Tentaris Hive missions because if they're on a planet and that planet goes all the way up to ×5 corruption, the warp will increase and then the Mobus will increase, and then once the Mobus gets increased 5 times, the game will end, which is the same as the regular game. But my first thoughts on the missions is it's really cool. It gives you the ability to spread your classes out, and I do think you maybe need to be prepared before you jump into these missions as well. And I do think that having a variety of healing and long range stuff is very good, and I do think that a lot of the classes as well are really good, especially the Vindicare in these missions as well. I'll talk about them specifically in a moment, but yeah, I really enjoyed the additional mission. On the third save, and this can be also done at any given time, is the addition of Death Guard ships that you can actually go and board. The main way that this mission type works is that when you board the ship, there will be constant reinforcements that are going to be joining you. And what you need to make sure that you do is go to destroy the batteries. And when you do that, you will then reach the mission complete, which is basically you stop the ship, you have like 10 turns to be able to do this, so it's a really quick, like fast mission. And also if you use the assassins in tandem with this, they are very, very fast, so it means that they can get through enemies really quickly. And another cool thing is they took the level of destruction to another level here, because if you throw grenades at certain floors or pillars, they will actually fall out. And I ended up killing one of my own knights with a grenade. It blows the floor out, and I killed the Nurgle beast doing this. I also killed my own guys. It's a really fun extra mechanic that they've taken up, and I really appreciate the devs doing this. And the way that you interact with this mission is that you will bypass whenever a ship is going in a specific direction, and then if you get there, you're going to be able to do it. And yeah, it's just nice that having like some level 9 assassins doing this, you got to play with the whole kit. So let's talk about the actual assassins before I talk about my final thoughts on the DLC. Okay, so let's talk about our additional assassins, and we'll go through each of them, go through some of their abilities and stuff, because they don't have willpower. They do have the same, XP, and they can rank up and such, but they don't have the same stats. You can see here that they have cooldowns because they are non-psyker units. They don't use willpower. Their abilities are on cooldown, which is really good. So let's first talk about the Vindicare, which is the assassin class. Essentially, you have the ability to shoot things from very, very far away, and the abilities that he does have, and this is all the way at level 9, is you start out with a crippling shot, which allows you to shoot enemies at range, and it's 100% crit. And also you can pick sometimes which body part you want to shoot, which is very good, meaning that you can shoot off like ranged or melee at times, which is quite good. Deadshot is one of the best perks that you can get when you level them up. You get an organic enemy at 14, and it literally instantly destroys them. And I've done this on a couple of different enemies in the game so far. And also you get units that have range attacks have plus 15% crit, which is a passive as well, which is really cool. And then you go up and you have the addition to is when this unit makes an action or a move action, it has a 100% chance to gain 1 AP. So it kind of plays into that style of shoot a shot or move a shot, and it gives you a chance to be able to give you extra AP. And also on top of that, it is a auto one, so it can be quite helpful. Also on top of that, when you do hit crits, you inflict bleed as well, so there's additional stuff that you can do, and then you obviously get more stuff as you go through. Spy mask is quite cool, but when you go all the way through, you do get the ability to have stealth, which is, see, these are the active abilities. Stealth is amazing. You basically don't get targeted for a turn by ranged attacks or autos, so if you stay away from any melee enemies, you're going to be able to just get this free, and this is obviously on a 6-turn cooldown. The Eversaw is specifically in a chamber like this because when they drop him onto the battlefield in the lore, he's pumped through a bunch of chemicals and hallucinogenics, and he's told to absolutely eviscerate everybody, which is kind of nuts. His active abilities is the way that this character works is he takes damage from himself to be able to bypass his health points, which or like cooldowns essentially. So you are able to take 2 HP from yourself and gain 1 AP. You're also able to use friend zone stims. This allows you to bounce between like 4 different targets, which is really cool. You can also incapacitate a target as well with the Neuro Gauntlet, and then also Killing Rampage. While this is active, this unit gains +2 damage with all attacks, -1 HP cost for all of abilities, and also Kill Drive grants 5 armor with Killing Rampage as well. So this is what you'll get. So Killing Rampage is like you get additional armor, and then as you go through, you get a bunch of passives and stuff. And Kill Drive is when this unit destroys an enemy with a melee attack, it heals 20% of the enemy's max HP. So I think it actually heals the class. I never got this to proc, but the other cool thing about this is if you actually die with this character, you are able to just explode. So he doesn't literally, he goes out with a bang, and that's something that I definitely want to test a little bit more when I level up this character. Yeah, I really enjoyed using the Eversaw. The Calexus is the next class, which is an anti-psyker unit. This is basically going to give you the ability to, 1, shut down certain enemies and stop them from doing specific boons that they have. This is what Nullify does. You also have Life Draining Touch, which is strike an adjacent target and afflict silence if the target is killed, and gain additional 2 willpower, no crit. So this can give you, I believe this guy runs off willpower compared to the others because he is a Psyche unit, but it's an anti-Psyche unit in the same vein. Closed Rift is amazing. I never got a chance to use it, but I know that when I get a chance to use it in future, it's amazing because you can stop warp rifts, which is very, very good, especially when you get into the later game. And then also Soulless Horror, which is select a target at range, and then you can inflict Panicked, and it basically, I'm not too sure how the effect works, but yeah, Panicked is going to be an additional effect that you can have. You do get things such as Force Matrix, which is this unit begins each mission with 0 willpower, and you gain 1 willpower for every time an ally uses it. So this is very good with the Grey Knights in tandem because you're going to be spending willpower, and this is how you're going to gain a bunch of willpower back. And the other cool thing about this character is that when you fire off specific shots with your Reaper's Helm, it ignores cover, and it can go, as long as you have a line of sight from another enemy and you know where the enemy is, you can shoot through walls and shoot through cover, and it's really good to be able to deal with some problem enemies that are sitting in annoying spots. The last assassin is the Calidus Assassin. This is an awesome character, and once again, another turn-based character. They have a couple of abilities that they're going to be able to use, which is a lot because they can do a lot of things. They have polymorphing, which is essentially they can turn into an enemy character and not get hit. There are certain things that you can do within the tooltip that says that you don't come out of polymorph form, so you can start messing with the enemy. Likewise, you have hit and run, which is move to a destination within range of 10 and then move afterwards. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. And this ability is amazing. Silent Death. Target one target within 1 range and destroy it. This is regardless if they have full health, if they have full armor, instantly dead. I used it in one of the missions and it's amazing. It's so good. You can also afflict vulnerable, which makes everyone have critical damage up against them. You can disable ranged as well. And there's just a lot of ways that you can use this character alongside the poison blades and such, and I really enjoyed it. You can get like confusion, there's a bunch of extra passives that you get in the tree, and yeah, I really think this is a cool update, especially with the dreadnoughts and such as well in the previous DLC, and it makes me want to start a brand new playthrough and get all of this DLC and have a souped up crazy army, because it would help in the main campaign as well to have some of these assassins in there too. But let's go over my final thoughts on the DLC. So my final thoughts on the DLC are, this is a really cool update, and it's actually making me want to play a full playthrough from the beginning. Having this DLC and the Eternal DLC just really takes this game up a notch, because it could have been quite boring if they just did the knights, but they've added in dreadnoughts with tech marines as well. And they've also added in these assassins. And if they decide to do anything more, I would love to see like a big expansion for this game. Maybe like a Chaos Gate 2 or something, where they do different demons, because they're just adding more Nurgle demons in as well, which is super cool. And I really liked the playstyle, especially the Vindicare. I think that was my favorite class of assassin that we got, purely because I like snipers. And yeah, it just really fulfilled that. And then also maybe my second favorite was the Calidus, because you could go and infiltrate enemies. And then also the new missions are actually really cool, because it made you have to go and complete some objectives first before just like beelining it to the end. And then also the boarding action mission was super fast paced, and I loved that as well. But once again, thank you to the folks over at Frontier. They were kind enough to give me a code for this. This is not a sponsored video. I just have to disclose that I have been given a code for it, so it is gifted. You will see the link in the description where you can go and check this out, so please go and do that. And if you are going to be checking out this DLC, please let me know. And as always, like, comment and subscribe. And this has been Jimbo, and I'll see you guys next time.